So India has been in a phase of jobless growth for at least 2 decades now, coupled with the rising poverty and discontent in rural areas. One of the biggest challenges India is facing today is how to generate a pattern of growth that produces job and inclusive development in the way most of the East Asian countries have done. So the most suitable answer to this question would be inclusion of all the caste in the economic growth of the country. So caste might not be a residual variable, but is an active agent which stifles economic transformation. So how caste system impedes economic growth and development, general wiseness caste. So through its rigid social control and network facilitates economic mobility for some and erects barrier for others by mounting disadvantage on them. So it also shapes the ownership patterns of land and capital and simultaneously regulates access to political, social and economical capital too. So like land ownership and productivity, British rule, India has one of the highest land inequalities in the world today. This unequal distribution of land was perpetuated by British colonial intervention, which legalized a traditional disparity. So some castes were assigned land ownership at the expense of others by the British for its administrative practices. They made an artificial distinction between proper cultivators who belonged to certain caste and those laborers. So lower caste subject who cultivated granted gifted land that have institutionalized caste within the land revenue bureaucracy. So in this way, land reform that took place after India's independence largely excluded Dalit and lower caste. It emboldened and empowered mainly intermediate caste at the expenses of other in rural India. So like Green Revolution, if I'm talking about, the Green Revolution that brought changes in the farm sector did not alter land inequality as it was mostly achieved through technological intervention. The castes that were associated with this land pattern and benefited from the Green Revolution, it's tightened their social control over other in rural India. So like neglect of education. The Indian education system has been suffering from an elite bias since colonial times. So British colonial educated tiny group of elites largely from upper caste from their own administrative purposes. Although the Indian Constitution guaranteed free and compulsory education under its directive principles, it was hardly translated into a practice. Instead, attention was given to higher education for other elites. So if I'm talking about the barrier to entrepreneurship, so castes that were already in control of trading and industrial spaces resisted the entry of others. Even those who had economic surplus in farm sectors could not invest in non-farm modern sectors. So social inequalities have mounted barriers for economic transition due to which the agrarian capital could not move into modern sectors. Even the relative success in South India is being attributed Vash vacuum and absence of traditional merchant caste. Why India lagged in economic transformation? Question is this. So the three parameters, the divergent outcome in a structural transformation between countries in the global south, practically India. So China and Southeast Asia is due to their focus on land equity, access to education and access to entrepreneurship. Like focus on education. So Chinese and other East Asian countries invested in basic education and gradually shifted towards higher education. So focus on low and jobs. So Southeast Asian and China captured low-end manufacturing jobs. India largely concentrated in a high-end technological jobs. So focus on human capital. In China, rural entrepreneurship was able to grow out of the traditional agriculture sector on a massive scale due to its investment in human capital. It also resulted in diversification into urban enterprises by agrarian capitalists. So China taking over India in manufacturing is due to this neglect in human capital formation. Their success in manufacturing is a direct outcome of the investment in human capital. So the biggest challenge India is a nation faced was intervention by Britishers, which amplified caste-based and racial differences. This intervention is one of the major factors why India could not cope up with the pace of economic transformation when compared to its neighbors. What are initiatives taken to eliminate, discrimination and promote transformation? So prohibition of discrimination is also there. So Article 15 of the Constitution of India states that the state shall not, discriminate against any citizen on ground only by religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. Article 16 of the Constitution of India states that there shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens in matter of employment under the state. No citizen shall on the ground only of religion, race, caste, sex, and decent place of birth, any of them. So might be eligible for any office under the state of compulsory education is there. So Article 21 of the Constitution of India states that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children, the age of 6 to 14 years in such manner as the state may by law determine. So law set a limit on how much land an individual or corporation could hold also, known as a land ceiling, and allowed the government to reapportion surplus land of the landless. So Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, it aims to mobilize youth to take up skill training with the aim of increasing productivity and aligning the training and certification to the need of the country. Sankalp scheme is there. The skill acquisition and knowledge awareness for livelihood is an outcome-oriented program of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So it's with a special focus on a decentralized planning and quality improvement. The Stand Up India scheme is there. So it was launched in April 2016 to promote entrepreneurship at the grassroots level, focusing on economic empowerment and job creation. To leverage the institutional credit structure to reach out the undeserved sector of people such as the SC, ST and women entrepreneurs. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is there to provide funding to the non-corporate small business sector through various last mile financial institutions like bank, non-bank, financial companies and microfinance institutions. Loans have been given to disadvantaged section of society such as to women entrepreneurship, SC, ST, OBC borrowers, minority community borrowers is there. The focus has also been on new entrepreneurship. So what should be the way forward? So learning from neighbors' success witnessed in China and other Southeast Asian countries, India should put more focus on areas of human development. So low-end job, rural development to support economic transformation. So rationalization of a reservation policy, it should be made sure that every community or caste under a reservation category should be provided with the equal representation in the employment, in educational opportunities. Saturation of particular community, caste and reservation violates the aim of reservation, equal opportunity to all. An audit of the existing initiatives could be carried out of a state level, ensure that the initiatives are efficiently providing the result for which they were launched. At ground level, serve of the socio-economic need of the backward classes at rural level would provide the real picture of their situation. It would enable the government to prepare an efficient blueprint for their welfare, which would contribute to the economy in a significant manner. So that was our important discussion. Thanks for watching.